So this morning, we learned a little bit about laughter yoga as a tool for bringing levity into the leadership conversation. This afternoon, we're going to talk a bit about how and why laughter is important to us as leaders. But first, I invite all of you to put a big smile on your face, a big, huge smile. And I invite you to look around the room at one another. You are all beautiful, powerful leaders. I invite you now, as you smile really big, to breathe in and then laugh it out. And smile and breathe in. Very good, very good, yay! Very good, very good, yay! We're going to do one more laughter exercise. And what I invite you to do now is really look at the world with childlike lenses. And we're going to make eye contact with as many people as possible with your lenses on. They can be lenses like this. They can be lenses like this, or however you want to put your lenses on. But look around the room, make eye contact, and laugh with one another. Very good, very good, yay! Very good, very good, yay! As you can see now, and as you saw this morning, the effects of smiling and laughter are immediate. So what's going on here? Well, first, we're getting, as we said earlier, a fresh boost of oxygen into our major organs and up into our brains. We are releasing endorphins immediately. Those feel-good chemicals are heading straight up to our brain. We're also relaxing our limbic system, which allows us to tap further into creativity. So why laughter yoga? Well, laughter yoga is a way to tap into our inner spirit of joy. So let's talk about the distinction between joy and happiness. Oftentimes, we hear one another saying, "Oh, that made me happy. I got a promotion. Yay, I'm happy. My kid got straight A's on his report card. Yes, I'm happy. I just got a new car. Yes, that made me happy." Whereas joy is an inside job. We cultivate a joyful spirit. And laughter yoga is one way to really tap into that joyful spirit. So there's not only the physical benefits of laughter, but laughter also has several emotional, social, mental benefits as well. And in particular to leadership, laughter yoga is a great team building exercise because laughter breaks down the hierarchy. It's accessible for everyone, and you're all on the same level playing field. And as it's accessible to everyone, an example of this, this past January, I was leading a laughter session for the Washoe County Library for their wellness days in January. And it was a multi-generational group of folks from two teenagers whose parents had obviously sent them, all the way up to an elderly gentleman, a couple of women who had come right after work, some folks who'd come from the gym, but a selection of about 20 folks. And we had a very lively laughter session. The teenagers were super fun to watch and see them engage. And I was also paying attention to the elderly gentleman who was just engaging slightly, but you could tell he was having a good time. And as we cleaned up at the end of the laughter session and we were putting the chairs away, he came up to me and he said, I want to thank you for that session. And I said, "Oh, well, we really enjoyed your energy here this evening as well." And then he got out his wallet and he started to rifle through it and and he pulled out a photo. And it was a photo of himself with his head shaved, He had a scar running from behind one ear, across his brow, all the way to the other side. It looked like he was lucky to be alive. And I asked him, I said, what happened? And he simply said, I slipped and fell. He said, I had double surgeries on my head a year ago, and he said, I haven't been able to really do anything. I saw this flyer for a laughter session, and I said to myself, you know, I'm going to go check it out. And then he looked me straight in the eye, and he said, thank you. You helped me to laugh again. So powerful on two levels. First of all, laughter itself is super powerful for that gentleman, but also the second piece is to remember to express gratitude, because he gave me a gift when he was thanking me as well. And so really thinking about laughter as an avenue to connect with one another, and laughter as laughter yoga in itself being accessible no matter your age, no matter, as we said before, based on any sort of a condition in terms of a joke or humor. Laughter boosts our mood immediately. Science has shown that our brain needs 25% more oxygen than the rest of our organs in our body. And so laughter yoga sends an immediate boost of fresh oxygen straight to the brain. So really it helps boost the mood, which in turn helps with peak performance in the workplace. Cultivating a laughter practice also really helps to develop a spirit of resilience. When we tap into and build our own inner spirit of joy and our own inner strength, then we can bounce back. We can bounce back quicker than folks who are not tapping into their joy and really developing that. At its heart, as you saw earlier, laughter yoga is about childlike playfulness, right? So it really helps us to tap into our creativity, to tap into innovation and allow ideas to flow. Many folks also experience burnout in the workplace. It's a stressful place, and laughter yoga is a very unique exercise in that it releases physical stress on the body, emotional stress, mental stress in one exercise. And so in the workplace, it's a great activity. It's a great thing to leverage and bring to your team building activities, to the board meeting, to the next team meeting. Laughter also helps us drop our masks, right? So it helps us to really build our self-esteem and our confidence, because we are checking our egos at the door and we are allowing ourselves to be playful in that space. So why playfulness? So I'm going to introduce you to my favorite coaching question. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to think of a stressful situation that you are facing as a leader at this moment. Perhaps it's a conversation you need to have. Perhaps it's a question you need to ask someone. Perhaps it's a relationship at the office that's stressful, a decision you need to make. And I want you to ask yourself, what if I gave myself permission to be playful with this scenario? What would that change for you? And you can open your eyes now. Oftentimes when I ask this in a coaching conversation, a myriad of things come up. It's I'd allow myself to try this, or that. I'd throw something up against the wall and I would see if it would stick. I would have that conversation. I would not take all of this so seriously. And the reason I like this question is twofold. It starts with permission, which I call the art of allowing, right? We are allowing. We are opening the doorway to be playful. And when we allow ourselves to be playful, we drop the need for perfectionism, right? We drop the need to really, we allow ourselves to try new things, to be innovative, and really show up in a more abundant place. So when we cultivate curiosity and wonder as leadership traits, that also allows us to tap into more creativity and allows us to expand and explore and grow as leaders. So take this cardboard box that's sitting up here on the stage. I invite you to imagine this cardboard box as a representation of you as a leader. And inside this box is how you are currently defining yourself as a leader. The choices that you're making, the choices you have made, the soundtrack that you've heard over and over in your leadership life of what should be done, what can be done, what can't be done. And I want you to think of what's in that box for you. Perhaps it's everything always must be perfect. Perhaps it's you're strong. You have to be able to do it all on your own. You shouldn't need to ask for help. Maybe it's a fear of success, a fear of failure. So these are all challenging beliefs that may be in your box. But there also are positive beliefs that are defining your leadership box. Now I invite you to look at this box through the eyes of a child. So I want you to put on your glasses that we had on earlier. And I want you to call out, if you were a 4 or 5-year-old child, what does that box look like to you? Just call it out. Someplace to hide. What else? A spaceship, a fort. What else? A lemonade stand. I see a hot dog stand, so there you go. So yes, when we look at leadership, if we looked at this at the leadership as our definition of leadership, and we allowed ourselves to be more playful, it expands, and we are able to open up to a more abundant definition of leadership, one that includes collaboration, connection, creativity, innovation, all of these more softer sides of leadership. But I want to address something here, and you don't need to answer this out loud. But there may be some of you, so ask yourself, how many of you are cringing when I talk about bringing play into the workforce? And I want you to ask yourself, why is that? How many of you feel like this is something that would, laughter, yoga, would never fly in the workplace? Why is that? Why do we as women feel we need to show up with a hard edge? And why do we continue to use a masculine model of leadership? Why do we feel the need we have to measure up? Who's ready to step outside of this box and give themselves permission to embrace that feminine side of leadership? To leverage levity and play and collaboration and connection, this more abundant definition. A talk like this would be remiss to leave that piece out. So I just invite you to consider that if you are cringing, to ask yourself why. As a former summer camp and conference director and outdoor educator, I know what it means to have to juggle many balls at once and wear many different hats at any given time. And I know the stress of having a staff member going to the hospital while a parent is calling, while an evening program is going on, while a camper is wetting their bed. And so when all of these things are going on, if we are able to approach a stressful situation with a bit of levity, it really does go a long way. So how do we leverage laughter and levity in the workplace? And in our lives as personal leaders? Well, first it starts with a choice, right? So choosing to laugh, choosing a laughter practice for yourself. So I invite all of you and encourage all of you to consider adding the habit of laughter to your morning ritual. 15 minutes of laughter. It could be on your commute to work in the car. That's one of my favorite places to laugh because the car beside you starts laughing as well. It could be laughing in the shower or in bed when you're getting up, but really making that choice to laugh for yourself. Bonus points if you do it with a coworker at the office. Also, making the choice to make a space at the conversation, at the leadership roundtable, making a space for levity and joy and laughter and play, and adding that in. Also, making the choice to lighten up as leaders. We often face very serious situations, serious conversations, and we also take ourselves seriously. And if we can make the distinction between taking ourselves seriously and approaching a serious conversation, if we're able to lighten up and bring some levity to that, then we are also pulling some of that stress off of ourselves. So the first, it starts with choice. The second piece is to create. And I like to call it creating the leadership playground. And what does that leadership playground look like for you? Obviously, it's going to be different for every individual. But really, it's incorporating laughter and humor into your daily actions, into your daily rituals, into your daily interactions. And then another tip that I tell all of my coaching clients is to create a joy list. And a joy list is a list of things that bring you joy. So it could be reading a chapter of a book, taking a walk in the woods. It could be calling your grandmother. Whatever it is, maybe it's a bubble bath. Whatever it is that really lights you up and brings you joy, and keeping a list that is ongoing. Keep that list and let it grow. And then each and every day, do one thing from that list. So if you only have 5 minutes, if your day is super busy and you have 5 minutes, well, for me, when I have 5 minutes, I laugh. That's one thing I know I can do in 5 minutes. But you scan your list and say, okay, I have 15 minutes. What can I do in 15 minutes? I can read a chapter of a book. I can call my grandmother. But really making that a priority, making tapping into your joy a priority. And then you can also create a team joy list at the office. Things that light up the group, things that you can do together weekly, quarterly, annually, to really tap into a joyful spirit there at the office. The other thing about being playful and developing, your own leadership playground is we often face fear in leadership. Fear of a conversation, discomfort, something of that nature. And if we are able to be playful with our fear and name that fear, call it out as a gremlin, name the gremlin, call that fear out, maybe I've had a client create a gremlin scorecard. So when that fear pops up, when they're like, oh my gosh, I can't do that, it's not possible, the gremlin gets a point. If they say, you know what, that's not possible, but I'm going to do it anyway, the client gets the point. And it's bringing awareness to those fears and being playful with them. Another way of creating a leadership playground is incorporating celebration into our lives personally as leaders and back into the workplace. Oftentimes we are go, go, go to the next goal, to the next goal, to the next goal, and we are not celebrating the moments and the wins along the way. And so we're missing out. We're missing out on the joy of the process. So incorporating celebration is another way to create that playground. And the last piece is connecting, right? So you want to choose laughter, create the playground, and then connect authentically. Connect authentically as who you are. We are all powerful, beautiful human beings in this room, and each of us has a message to share as a leader. Each of us has our own personality to share. And when we hold up that facade, and do not let our full, beautiful brilliance shine through, we're letting down the world. There are people out there that need to hear the message that you have to share. So really connecting authentically in that way. So we're going to create a bit of a playground here. I want one person from every table to raise your hand. Just one person from each table. Identify one person at each table. Okay, that person, all right, that person is the zapper. What we are going to do is we are going to do a laughter exercise, and it's kind of like follow the leader. The zapper will do a laugh, so perhaps it's ha 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 ha, or hee 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 hee, whatever their laugh is. Everyone else at the table follows and does that laugh, and then the zapper will zap someone else, and then they do the laugh. Everybody follows their laugh, and then they zap. So we're going to zap the laugh around the table. So zappers, get ready. 1, 2, 3, laugh. Very good, very good, yay! Very good, very good, yay! So we're going to do another one here at the table. This is mental floss. So we're going to have a piece of floss running in one ear and out the other ear, and we're going to give our brain a little bit of laughter flossing. So here we go. Very good, very good, yay! Very good, very good, yay! We're going to wake ourselves up now. So this is the third laughter exercise we're doing, and we're doing these at the table as a demonstration of a way that you can bring laughter back into your office. So when everybody's tired, it's the middle of the day, we're going to energize ourselves. So we're going to be patting our body. As we pat our body, you want to do it with a firm tap. Do not haul off and give yourself a bruise. But you want to be firm enough that you're getting the circulation moving. So what we're going to do is everybody shake your arms, clap, and we're going to send some laughter to our arms. Here we go. Shake it out, shake, shake, and clap. All right, so we got our circulation there. Now we're going to shake out our legs. Everybody shake your legs. Shake them really good. Get our circulation moving. Clap, and send some laughter to your legs. Shake them out, shake your legs out, and clap. So now we're going to do our midsection, our torsos, whoops, our shoulders. Here we go, shake it out, clap, here we go. Shake it out and clap. And the last is our face, our mouth, our head. We're going to wake our heads up. So here we go. Shake your hands. Hands. Clap. Here we go. Very good. Very good. Yay! Very good. Very good. Yay! So when we approach leadership from a place of levity and play, everyone benefits. We benefit as well as the folks around us. So I invite you now to look at your hand. And I want you to look at your 5 fingers and think of those 5 fingers as the way you touch the world as a leader. So you're touching the world in 5 ways. Perhaps you touch the world, so top 5 ways you touch the world as a leader. Perhaps it's with purpose, perhaps it's with joy, confidence, passion. Think of the 5 top ways you touch the world as a leader. Now I want you to look at the palm of your hand. The palm of your hand is a cup. In touching the world in these 5 ways, what do you receive? Perhaps it's fulfillment, abundance, joy, prosperity. What do you receive in touching the world as a leader in this way? Now I ask you, if you were to add a 6th way that you touch the world, and that way was with levity. If you were to touch leadership with levity, what would you receive? I invite you to just call out, what would you receive if you added levity to the way you touch the world with leadership? Progress? Trust? Levity back, joy back. Authenticity. Creativity. Empathy. Balance. Better results. Motivation. Collaboration. Friends. So in a child's eyes, just as this cardboard box presents infinite possibilities, when we cultivate our childlike sense of playfulness and wonder and laughter and joy, we tap into this space of abundance. And when we do it all with a smile and a bit of humor, we benefit physically, mentally, emotionally. So I invite you all to consider the advantages of adding laughter and levity into your leadership toolkit and bringing it back to your next team meeting. And again, remember to get your giggle on, tickle your funny bone, humor your health, and tap into your joy and connect with laughter every day. Thank you.